talking to Lisa on the phone, and she said, "Joe, my daddy is dead." And I said,
Hello, my beautiful YouTube family. Welcome back to the L portion of Tell Joanne. I am your girl, Joanne. Guys, I've just been like, this week, I don't even know. I just been thinking about Elvis. I've been talking about Elvis. And I decided, you know what? Like, I want to learn more about Elvis. And I know that you guys enjoy me learning about Elvis and enjoy being part of this journey with me. So I decided, instead of me just going down and learning things on my own, I'm just going to record it and I'm going to share it with you guys for my first time experience learning about Elvis. So I have about like 14 videos that I want to watch. So we are going to be doing 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks of Elvis learning. And I think I'm either going to air it at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. I'm not sure. But when the first one airs, you know that it's going to be that at every time. Okay. So I'm going to try to make this intro the same, and I'll put a timestamp on it. So I'm super excited. And you guys know what we're about to do if you are part of the family, aka you're ready to subscribe. But if you're new to the channel, this is when I say hello. Welcome to the channel and welcome to 2 weeks of the L portion of Elvis. I just want to know everything. I want to know about Graceland. I want to know about him. I want to know about interviews. We're just going to be picking a lot of random things where we're just going to be enjoying together, right? So back to my intro. So put me on pause. Go get yourself a beverage of your choice. Hit that subscribe button so that you can become part of this amazing community. And on the count of 3, we'll do our cheer. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3. First time reaction to Billy and Joe Smith talk about Elvis Presley. Let's go.
And he was all keyed up, as he always was, about the tours and all, you know. And he couldn't sleep, so, you know, naturally we played racquetball, and that way he could get his mind off of what he was getting ready to do come the following day. We were supposed to leave and do the tour. And he was real excited about it. We had talked about it for, you know, well, gosh, an hour or so, about how good the tour was going to be, what changes were going to be made, and things like that. So he was really keyed up and looking forward to it.
We really had great expectations about that. I think, though he did on every tour, he loved it more than anything, I think, in the world. He loved his music.
Well, after we had played racquetball for about 2.5 hours, me and Elvis went upstairs, and he had washed his hair, and I was drying it for him. And again, that's what we were talking about, the tours and all. And he said, you know, this will certainly be my best tour ever. And he was really looking forward to it. And I guess I stayed out there probably till about 7:15 or 7:30. Then I went home to get some sleep because we had to get up early that afternoon, and I had to wake him up that afternoon, which would have probably been around 5 or 5:30.
I had gone out to get a few last-minute things that I needed to take on tour because we were leaving with him, and I had already packed and everything. And I was right in front of the gate, and I saw an ambulance come down the drive, and I saw
let me put a pause.
A few of the guys.
It just says Billy and Joe Smith talks about Elvis Presley. Are they talking about Elvis's death? Is this what I'm about to get right now?
That were running behind the ambulance. Now, the first thing I thought of was his grandmother, and so I went on up into my house, and the phone rang, and I can't remember. I think Patsy told me that Elvis had been taken to the hospital.
My cousin called me who works in the office, Patsy Gamble. It's Elvis's first cousin too, double first cousin in fact. She called me about somewhere around 1:45, and said they had taken him to the hospital. And of course, he had been in and out of the hospital several times, so it really didn't shock me at first until she started crying. And she said it kind of looks bad. And when she said that, then I just kind of dropped the phone and headed for the first thing I could find, which was my motorcycle at that time. It was the only thing parked there, and Joe had gone out in the car, so I was going to get on it. And about that time, David Stanley came up in his car, and we immediately got in and went to the hospital. And not until Dr. Nick came out of the other room where they were working on Elvis that I realized that, he was dead.
Oh my goodness.
And so I talked to somebody, and I said, well, how is he? What happened? And they said, Joe, he's gone. And it was just total disbelief. I froze. And then I remembered talking to Lisa on the phone, and she said, Joe, my daddy is dead. And I said, no, Lisa, no. I said, he's just sick. He's not, he'll be okay. And she said, do you promise? And I said, yes.
Oh my goodness.
And everybody, it was just total confusion. It was like a nightmare. Everybody was running.
Goodness.
Within just an hour, people had swarmed in. We couldn't even go out of Graceland. It was,
Can you imagine? Can you imagine a 9-year-old telling you that her parent is dead, and then you said no, that's not, and she says, do you promise? And you say yes. Can you imagine the now I understand the interview with Lisa Marie Presley when she was saying it was so much confusion, because can you imagine the sadness that the girl had to go through to say that, to come to the realization that her dad had passed away, and she is talking to an adult, and she says that to the adult, and the adult says no, and she's at the point, and she's telling the adult, do you promise that you're telling me the truth, that he's not really dead? And the hope and the prayer that she's having, and she's putting into this adult and saying that, or do you promise that he's really not dead? And the adult said no, he's not dead. And the hope that she has, saying that, okay, he's alive, and then to come back and to know that he's dead. Oh my God. Now I understand the interview that she was given when she said what she said. I could not even, oh my goodness. And Joe, what Joe must go through even right now to know that I promised this little girl that her dad was not dead when he was already dead. How do I even go back and face her? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. Wow. All right. This is the whole thing. Like I said, this is 2 weeks that I'm doing. I have these videos up that I see the title, and I'm like, oh, this is something that I would be interested in seeing. But I guess I didn't realize how much so many things are gonna go into connect. And I guess this is something that's gonna happen within the next 2 weeks. Also, based on the things that you guys are writing in your comment, and based on the things that I'm gonna see, I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of aha moment when to the connection of what I had heard before. But oh my goodness. All right, guys. Wow.
Swarmed in. We couldn't even go out of Graceland. It was, the crowds were so heavy outside the gates. Still, it was like it was happening to somebody else. It was like Elvis couldn't die. I couldn't accept it for a long time. Sometimes it bothers me, because being close to somebody like Elvis, and as far as I'm concerned, there'll never be anybody else like him. And I grew up around him. He was the way of life for us.
We were good friends.
Wow.
I say Elvis was love, and I know that all the people he touched know that too.
Oh my goodness, guys. So I didn't know what I was clicking on. I just know that you guys told me to watch interviews with them, and oh my goodness, I did not expect that this interview was going to be about his death, and even as they started telling the story, that's not where my mind was going at all. And then to hear what she said about what she said to Lisa Marie Presley, like I just couldn't, I just can't, and it's interesting, and maybe I chose to focus on that because I don't want to focus on, like, the other sadness of it. I'm just kind of focusing on the additional trauma that Lisa experienced, being next door, being in the same house as her dad when he passed away, and being able to talk to an adult and come to the realization, and talking to the adult and saying that to the adult, and then having a glimpse of hope that no, daddy didn't pass away, and then to come back to it. Oh my God. Talk about trauma. Talk about absolute trauma. Wow. Guys, thank you very much again for being here with me this 2 weeks that we're going to be doing Elvis, and just being in this journey with me. And as I learn through what I'm listening, and as well as I learn through the comments that you guys are providing for me. And wow, wow. Wow. All right. On that note, I'm going to see you guys on the next reaction, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.